Hey, welcome to the War Room. This is my first episode on my new YouTube channel, and I just want to welcome you and a little bit about who I am. And so I'm a nobody. Yeah, my first episode. I'm going to open this chapter up and see where it goes. But if you're tuning in and you're listening and you know me, you know what to expect. But if you don't know me, what is this? Yeah, this is the War Room. And I'm going to talk about things from the perspective of a veteran. You know, I spent 22 years on active duty in the regular infantry, and I'm a nobody. I did my time. That's the decision that I made in my life. That's where I wanted to go. And I post some things on my Facebook page, and I talk about things. But I was encouraged by someone, almost about 6 months, maybe 9 months ago, said, "Hey, Mike, I think you have a voice. You have a different take and perspective on things in life, not only about your military career, but politics in general, but about life, about real life." So I'll tell you, if you're tuning in, thank you. And again, welcome to the War Room. Yeah, the War Room. You know, I've been to war. I've been to war 3 times. 2 times to Iraq, Afghanistan, and then I have other deployments. Egypt, Israel, Kuwait. And I joined the Army fresh out of high school. I was 18 years old and I knew nothing. And I've been around the world. And I'll tell you what, this has been a long time coming. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. And I hope you're interested. I think it's important. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do, though, and what you're not going to see on this channel. I'm not going to name names unless I like you. There are some people that I will recognize. My list of individuals that I follow on their social media that I think are relevant, that I think have a good spin and perspective on things. Maybe some of my friends or whatnot. But I'm not going to point the finger. I'm not going to be ugly. Because I tell you what, we're going to talk about right now. All right? Right now. We're going to talk about the number one thing that everybody is talking about. And I can't take it anymore. To be honest with you, I'm not going to edit this video. I'm gonna roll with it. And I'm going to post it. But I wasn't going to. I was going to wait until Monday, but I can't take it anymore. Well, what are you talking about, Mike? You know, 20 minutes ago, I was out in my yard. I was mowing grass. Yeah, sweating, dirty. And I just cannot get this out of my mind, what's going on. And all the different angles, all the ugly comments. So I said, you know what, that's it. I put the mower up, I ran in the house, I grabbed a quick shower, put on a fresh t-shirt, all right? And here I am. I'm talking to you. And what do I expect out of this? Nothing. Just listen and think about it. You know, not in this episode. This will probably be a part 2, maybe 3. But yes, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to give you my unique perspective. Well, hey, Mike, who are you? Who are you to talk about what happened on July 13th? Y'all know what I'm talking about, all right? I'm nobody. But I tell you what, I've had it with the so-called experts, and there's a lot of individuals on social media right now who have way more experience, different layers and levels of the military than I do, and I recognize that. And I will never take anything away from those individuals. But I've been there. I've been shot at. I know what that sounds like. I've been danger close. I've been on a presidential detail, all right, in Baghdad, Iraq. Oh, hey, Mike, were you part of the inner cordon? Nope. Were you part of the planning and execution? Not really. I wasn't even on the outer cordon, but I was part of the bubble. And I'm telling you, that layer of security from where then the President of the United States flew into, man, it was huge. And there were all kinds of moving pieces and parts. It's complicated. It's complicated. Here's my point. I know what it takes to plan a mission. I know what security is all about. And I'm telling you, you know already, this was a major major failure on someone's part. And I heard today, that's another reason I'm here right now. I just read a little blurb about, man, this was a setup. It was an inside job. There's no way that dude could have crawled up on a roof. That inside the building, from what I've heard, not necessarily was part of the inner security perimeter of the actual Secret Service, but it was local law enforcement. I don't know. Was it police? Was it the sheriff? Was it SWAT? I don't know. I don't care. What I do care about is what a lot of you were asking. How? How and why? Well, the why is irrelevant because it happened. But how? How does a dude like that, who presents a huge signature, you know what he was carrying? Scaled up that roof. Here's the deal. It happened and it's not going away. And people are going to continue to spin it and talk about it. And you can believe whatever you want because you're going to hear things and then you got to make a decision. In fact, what's real, what's not, and how do we know? I just read a blurb from 3 days ago from USA Today, their online publication, and that's what the headline said. Attempted assassination of Donald Trump. What's real? What's not? And how do we know? I don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't there. But here's the deal. There's a whole bunch of ugly like I've been talking about. Just people saying this was made up. It was a movie script. That these are actors. I don't know. So you're gonna fake a death? You're gonna fake injuries? And that individual on the roof got off 6 to 8 shots? I don't know. There's no way. There's no way it can be fake. All right. I bet it happened. It happened. There is a gross miscalculation of the security plan on the ground. Whose fault is it? I don't know. I don't care. All right. But I just want you to hear from my perspective because I will tell you, if this was fake, think about it. Think about this. I've heard people say, well, you know, Mike, professional sports, the NFL, whatnot, man, it's all rigged. The Super Bowl. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. All right? Here's why. 1 or 2, 3, maybe 5 individuals can keep a secret. You take one professional sports team, every single player, every single backup, every coach, every a general manager, every this, that, and whatever, at every layer, you're telling me several hundred people are going to keep a lie and tell a lie and then spread that out across the spectrum of professional sports? No, man, I'm not buying it. I tell you what it comes down to. People want to believe what they want to believe, and they're gonna click on what they want to click on, and they're gonna delete what they want to delete. And boy, are they gonna say what they want to say. Hey, you want to test your character? Because I'm gonna talk about character on this show. You know what's easy? Yeah, it's easy. Tick, 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 send. You know what's hard? I'll tell you what's hard. Confrontation. You go find somebody that you disagree with, whether you know the person or not, and you tell them what you really think face to face. You won't do it. I hate doing it. I try to avoid it. Here's the deal, man. Whole lot of ugliness going on. I'm going to leave you with this one thing to think about, and we're going to kind of wrap this episode 1 up. Again, I'm not going to edit this. I want to get this out there. I want to start my YouTube channel, and I just want to share my heart, and I want you to think about it. I'm not going to ask you to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. I'm not looking for nothing. I just want you to think about it. Think about it. All right, here's that one thing. Part of the ugliness and people searching all of social media, news outlets, and hearsay. Hey, this is what I heard. Oh, yeah? Well, this is what I heard. Oh, well, what'd you hear? Oh, yeah? And that spin and that cycle just keeps going and going and going. You know, if you've heard this, I hope you're thinking about it. Because I'm gonna call flag BS. So you've heard that there was a certain lady in the crowd. If I'm in the audience and I'm looking from the audience perspective to the crowd, audience to the right. If you're stage, looking out, it'd be stage to the left. Some lady's mysterious lady did a head nod or waved something, and then a shot whizzed by. A little bit of confusion. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, because he is the president. I respect the office of the president of the United States. I always have. I always will. Doesn't mean I like you. I didn't like Barack Obama. I didn't like Bill Clinton. I used to like George Bush. That's a different story. Here's my point. The president was shot, and supposedly the lady gave the signal. No way. You're telling me that a shooter on a roof with a non-optic sight, was it an EOTech that has a red dot holographic image on it? I don't know. I don't care. Here's my point. Did he have an optic on him? Mini binos? An LRF, a laser rangefinder that might be a small powered optic? I don't know, but I tell you what, you're telling me, and you're going to feed the machine with a bunch of fluff and bluff, that somebody with the naked eye at the distance, I already talked about football, the distance greater than a football field, 100 yards plus. Was it 120, 130? I don't know. I don't know. Here's my point. An inexperienced individual, an individual regardless, from some type of elevated platform, all right, not even high angle, from over 100 yards away, was able to pinpoint a single nod of the head, or everybody was waving something. There's no way. Shoulder to shoulder, sandwiched in, and that dude's behind a weapon with the naked eye and was able to PID, positively identify a head knob. Not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. You know what I am buying? I'm buying that something happened and people are upset. That's what I'm buying. And there's a whole lot of answers that need to be asked or answered, questions. Someone's going to be held accountable. Will it be the right person? I don't know. I don't know. But I'll tell you what this is doing. It's dividing us. Yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly. And I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I will tell you there's a small group of individuals that I highly respect. And like, I'm not in the business of naming names, but these individuals are well established. They have had successful careers in the military and law enforcement. All right, special forces operations, Navy SEALs, whatnot. They all have their own platform, and I watch them. And it motivates me. It makes me think. All right? I might not agree with everything they say, and we'll talk about that list later. But I believe what I have is value added. I do. Because I tell you, I'm not going to buy a bunch of hearsay, this, that, and the other. There's no way someone PID'd a head nod at over 100 yards away. Whatever. Hey, listen up. This is it. This is episode 1. We're pushing 14 plus minutes. I'm going to try to keep these short. But this is going to be something that I'm just going to share, current events, veteran stuff, Army stuff, my perspective, my take. And I'll tell you what, if you want something new, if you want to hear a unique perspective from someone who struggles with depression, PTSD, life, all right, the good, the bad, the ugly, yeah, maybe this is something you would be interested in. Hey, I'll tell you what, whatever you decide to do today, woo, make it a good day, and I hope you enjoy future shows to come. Thank you, and this is the War Room. Woo!